Have you ever wondered why modern buildings, furniture, and even websites look so sleek, simple, and functional? This design revolution traces back to a bold idea born over 100 years ago, a movement that reshaped the way we create and experience the world. This is the story of Bauhaus. Bauhaus did not only change design, it revolutionized the way we see the world. Founded in 1919 by German architect Walter Gropius, this movement broke all the rules, blending art, architecture, and everyday objects into something bold, functional, and modern. From sleek furniture to minimalist buildings and cutting-edge graphic design, Bauhaus shaped the look of the modern world in ways you might not even realize. So, how did Bauhaus begin? What made it so revolutionary? Why does it still matter today? Stick around as we unravel the story of one of the most daring and influential design movements in history. In 1919, after World War I, Germany stood at a crossroad. The old ways of thinking about art and design felt outdated. Walter Gropius envisioned a school where artists, architects, and craftsmen could collaborate to create something new. Bauhaus was born in Weimar, Germany. This school broke away from traditional art education, with students delving into painting, metalworking, furniture design, theater, and typography. Every creation emphasized simplicity, beauty, and functionality. Gropius invited some of the most brilliant minds in modern art and design to shape Bauhaus. Wassily Kandinsky explored abstract art, believing that colors and shapes could evoke deep emotions. His work pushed beyond traditional painting, focusing on how art could express feelings rather than just represent the physical world. Paul Klee mastered color theory, transforming simple shapes into dynamic, thought-provoking compositions. His playful yet deeply intellectual approach to art helped redefine how colors and forms interact on a canvas. Laszlo Moholy-Nagy revolutionized photography, typography, and industrial design. He embraced technology, experimenting with new materials and techniques to create art that was both functional and visually striking. Oskar Schlemmer pushed the boundaries of performance art and stage design, blending geometry, movement, and costume to turn performers into living sculptures. His innovative work reimagined how the human body could be used as an artistic element. Each of these innovators helped turn Bauhaus into more than a school, into a movement that reimagined design. Bauhaus thrived, but political tensions forced changes. In 1925, the school moved from Weimar to Dessau, where Gropius designed the iconic Bauhaus building, a sleek, modern structure that embodied the movement's principles. By 1933, the Nazis shut down Bauhaus, calling it too radical. However, the movement did not fade. Its teachers and students spread worldwide, bringing Bauhaus ideas to the US, Israel, and beyond. Bauhaus left an unmistakable mark on the world of design. The sleek, minimalist furniture we see today follows its principles of simplicity and function. The bold, clean typography used in modern branding and graphic design traces back to Bauhaus teaching. Even the towering glass and steel skyscrapers that define city skylines carry the DNA of Bauhaus architecture. Its influence is everywhere, shaping the way we live, work, and experience the world around us. Bauhaus revolutionized learning by breaking away from traditional art education. Instead of rigid academic studies, students engaged in hands-on workshops where they experimented with materials, shapes, and colors. Every new student began with a 6-month introductory course designed to open their minds to the endless possibilities of design before choosing a specialty. This approach encouraged collaboration between painters, sculptors, architects, and craftsmen, creating an environment where ideas flowed freely. The school followed the principle of form follows function, ensuring that every creation served a purpose while maintaining aesthetic appeal. Whether it was furniture, typography, or architecture, functionality and beauty had to go hand in hand. And this is where Bauhaus was a way of life. Students became deeply immersed in their work, forging strong personal connections. This tight-knit community led outsiders to view Bauhaus as something more than just a school. Some even considered it a cult, fascinated by its unconventional methods and close bonds. One of the most unique figures at Bauhaus was Johannes Itten, who believed that true artistic expression required both physical and spiritual cleansing. He encouraged students to fast and exercise, seeing these practices as essential for unlocking creativity. However, his influence extended beyond the classroom, leading to concerns that he was shaping students' lives in ways beyond art. Eventually, this led to his permanent dismissal from the school. Among Bauhaus's most celebrated figures was Wassily Kandinsky, a master painter who explored the deep emotional and spiritual impact of color and form. His teachings blended theory with practice, encouraging students to see beyond technique and understand the essence of art. Meanwhile, Marcel Breuer reshaped furniture design with his innovative use of tubular steel. His most famous creation, the Vasily chair, named after Kandinsky, became a symbol of modern minimalism. Breuer's work set the standard for functional yet stylish furniture, influencing designs still used today. Each of these visionary teachers helped shape Bauhaus into a movement that extended far beyond the walls of the school, leaving a lasting impact on the world of art, design, and architecture. Bauhaus didn't just revolutionize art, design, and architecture. It also became infamous for its wild theatrical parties. These weren't just celebrations, they were extensions of Bauhaus's creative spirit. Walter Gropius, the school's founder, fully embraced the idea, believing that theater, music, and performance could inspire artistic growth. One of the key figures behind these parties was Oskar Schlemmer, the theater and dance master. He saw them as the perfect experimental stage for his students, allowing them to push the boundaries of movement, costume, and performance. Every party was an explosion of creativity, where artists, designers, and architects could express themselves freely. The Bauhaus parties became legendary, attracting attention from both admirers and critics, reinforcing the idea that Bauhaus was not just a school, but a cultural movement. Bauhaus wasn't just about ideas, it was about creating. The school became a hub of innovative product design, with students and teachers crafting functional yet beautiful objects. Some of the most iconic creations that came out of Bauhaus include the Vasily chair, designed by Marcel Breuer, redefined modern furniture with its sleek tubular steel frame, proving that functionality and style could go hand in hand. Marianne Brandt, a talented Bauhaus student, brought the same philosophy to everyday objects with her iconic teapot, an elegant yet practical design that became a symbol of the movement's aesthetic. Meanwhile, Bauhaus students experimented with wallpapers and textiles, creating bold patterns and innovative materials that would go on to shape interior decor trends for generations. Walter Gropius had a grand vision. He wanted the final stage of Bauhaus to focus on architecture. This led to the creation of the Haus am Horn, a model home designed as part of Bauhaus's first major exhibition. This house embodied modern living, incorporating Bauhaus furniture, products, and design principles. When Bauhaus moved from Weimar to Dessau, Gropius himself designed the new school building. It was an architectural masterpiece, a symbol of the modernist aesthetic of the 20th century, with its clean lines, open spaces, and industrial materials. The building itself became a manifesto of Bauhaus ideals, influencing architecture for generations to come. Before we continue exploring this engineering marvel, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to our channel. We have an incredible lineup of construction industry explorations that you won't want to miss. Bauhaus evolved through three distinct phases, each shaped by the changing artistic and social climate. The Weimar phase, 1919 through 1925, emphasized craftsmanship, experimental techniques, and expressionist ideas, laying the foundation for a radical new approach to art and design. In the Dessau phase, 1925 to 1932, the focus shifted toward mass production, modernist architecture, and industrial materials, aligning Bauhaus with the growing demands of the modern world. The final Berlin phase, 1932 to 1933, focused more on architecture and design, but it was cut short when the Nazis suppressed the movement, forcing Bauhaus to close its doors. Still, its influence continued to spread worldwide. And the directors? They played a crucial role in shaping Bauhaus throughout its evolution. Walter Gropius, 1919 to 1928, the visionary founder, laid the foundation for a movement that redefined art, design, and architecture. Hannes Meyer, 1928 to 1930, took a different approach, emphasizing the social aspects of design and functionalism, ensuring that Bauhaus creations were not just beautiful, but also practical and accessible. Then came Ludwig Mies van der Rohe, 1930 to 1933, who steered Bauhaus toward a sleek, minimalistic architectural style, focusing on simplicity and modern elegance. Each director left a lasting imprint, helping Bauhaus evolve and adapt to the ever-changing world. Despite its closure in 1933 under Nazi rule, Bauhaus never truly disappeared. Its influence spread across the world, shaping everything from modern furniture to skyscrapers. The clean, functional, and timeless Bauhaus aesthetic still dominates architecture, product design, and art today. What started as a small experimental school in Germany grew into one of the most influential artistic movements of all time. Though Bauhaus lasted only 14 years, its impact has stretched across generations. The movement transformed the way people think about art, design, and architecture, proving that beauty and functionality can exist together. From sleek modern furniture to the towering glass buildings of today's cities, the spirit of Bauhaus lives on. Its ideas didn't fade with the school's closure. They spread across the world, carried by students and teachers who continued its mission. Every time you see a minimalist home, a simple yet stylish chair, or a building with clean geometric lines, you're witnessing Bauhaus's influence. More than just a school, Bauhaus was a revolution, one that continues to shape the way we design, create, and live. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the Bauhaus movement, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more fascinating stories about construction. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Let us know in the comments what your favorite Bauhaus design is. See you in the next video.